So I figuratively cut ahead of you guys in line that are, in my opinion, trying to climb the societal ladder the long way. In my opinion, you guys are trying to climb the societal ladder the long way by getting society to give you validation and approval instead of becoming the best in the world at something. See, I'm the best VR boxer in the world. I have the most wins in ranked VR boxing. And since highest number equals the best to you guys, I'm the best VR boxer in the world. We have established this already. I'm the best VR boxer in the world. I have the best number in ranked VR boxing, which is the only way for the game to keep an official tally. So I am the best VR boxer in the world. And much like a lot of people that have been the best at something or accomplished a legendary feat, a feat worthy of being written in the history books and passed down, no one's going to give me my respect, validation, or admiration while I'm alive. I'm not going to be showered with riches and praise, which is what I deserve. Given what I've done, I deserve riches, praise, respect, and admiration from women, and I'm not getting it. So I have to work. I have to be poor, and I have to go without, because society is not fair. And that's really all you need to take away from this, children, is that there's no fairness in this system. There's no rhyme or reason. We live shackled under these rules and regulations for no actual discernible reason. You know, we live under these silly systems and rules and regulations merely because people lack the wherewithal to improve in meaningful ways. For instance, letting AI consume more water than the bottled water industry. What is that? What are we actually like? What are we actually getting out of that? We're another flawed system, another layer of complexity to life, another flawed system, another, like, what do we? The only upside I can see is possibly people get so disgusted by the internet that they go back outside. You know, maybe one day I will have relations with humans, but until then, I'm another person that's out. Like, I want completely out of this system. I want this system to entirely collapse. I want the United States to entirely collapse. That's all I want. All I want is this system to completely and utterly collapse and be rebuilt from the ground up. And I think that's all everyone wants. But I want it for the right reasons. You know, I want it because I'm almost 30 years old and I don't have a wife and kids. I want the complete and utter annihilation and rebuilding of this system because I'm almost 30 years old and I'm poor, because I'm almost 30 years old and I own nothing. I want the complete and utter dismantling of everything that I've been a part of my entire life. And I want it because it didn't hold up its end of the bargain. I didn't get what I was promised. I didn't get what I was shown life is. And you know, this world is atrocious. I would have never looked forward to participating in this if I knew that this is what was waiting for me. I would have never spent all of those years, you know, wondering what life is going to be like through the lens that I thought life was going to be like, and what I thought I was told life was going to be like. If someone would have told me that if I become the best VR boxer in the world, women are going to shower me with praise and affection, I would have never spent my youth telling myself that it's going to get better once I get into adulthood and I get responsibility. If someone would have pulled me aside and told me, you know, no, even if you become the best VR boxer in the world, you'll get nothing for it because this system is entirely rigged. And because no one has any sentience, agency, or freedom unless they live as a homeless person. Like, no one, like, I was told that, but I was also told to work hard and maybe it'll work out for me. And I've worked so hard that I'm undeniably the best in the world at something, and I don't get anything out of it. I don't get anything out of working in the real world. Other than buying myself time. Like, that's all you get. That's all you get for working in the real world. Like, I would be a working homeless person probably if I would be a working homeless person probably if I didn't end up in the situation that I'm in, which is a situation that people mock. You know, I'm in a situation where I'm buying myself time, hoping that things work out. But I would be a working homeless person if I wasn't in the situation I was in, and that's a situation that people mock. And on top of it, despite being heavily mocked and ridiculed, harassed just for being what I am, despite everything, I became the best VR boxer in the world. Despite the utterly abysmal circumstances that I've been in my entire adult life, I became the best VR boxer in the world, and I don't get 1 ounce of respect or admiration for it. I don't get 1 ounce of respect or admiration for being the best VR boxer in the world. None. And it's atrocious. It's abysmal. It's enough to make you very, very upset with society and have no interest in participating in it, quite frankly. Alright. So, I'm extremely disappointed in Lee County in Southwest Florida. They want their local journalists to have the only mention of me in the history books to be knitters like Sonova, and them calling me a criminal, even though I'm a patsy for an actual criminal that laced drugs that have taken however many people's lives he's responsible for. All I know is there was parts of North Fort Myers and Cape Coral where, if I mentioned his name, people that I had never even met before was responsible for people they knew's death. Okay, so that's the kind of people that the Cape Coral Police Department and their lackluster detective work, and the Lee County sheriffs that oversee the probation of the lackluster detective work, as well as run the jail that Cape Coral Police Department's lackluster detective work sends people to. Okay, that lackluster detective work of the Lee County sheriffs and the Cape Coral Police Department was the reason that Dustin Taylor was able to use me as a patsy and get away with the actual crimes he committed, that being lacing drugs that were responsible for people's deaths, selling weapons, mingling and doing business with Latino gangs, which, as I mentioned earlier in the week, are literal P. diddlers that flirt with middle school girls and things like that. So that's the kind of people that the Cape Coral Police Department's lackluster detective work let walk free, while they permanently ruined my earning potential and took away my rights, because I made money when I needed to make money, when he offered me a chance to make money. So apparently I have to take the fall for his literal heinous crimes, because he offered me an opportunity to make money and then used me as a patsy. Apparently I have to suffer for the rest of my life, because the economy of the area that the Cape Coral Police Department and Lee County Sheriff's lackluster police work, which is probably why this place is flooded and is still flooded with people that don't even speak English, is because of the Cape Coral Police Department and Lee County Sheriff's lackluster detective work, letting people like Dustin Taylor walk free, while my earning potential is forever capped and limited, and I don't have a right to own a firearm. And the only mention of me in history is that I'm a criminal, even though I'm a patsy for an actual criminal, and not that I'm the best VR boxer in the world. So the mention of me in history is not going to be that I'm the best VR boxer in the world and that I was arguably one of the best undisputed players in the world, so on and so forth. It's not going to be my feats of athleticism and gaming skill. No, it's going to be that I was a patsy for someone who's responsible. All right. The only mention of me in history is not going to be that I'm the best VR boxer in the world. It's going to be that I was a patsy for someone that Latino gang members and him used to cash fake money, even though Dustin Taylor and MS-13 and the Latin Kings and the Mexican cartel were the ones doing it. So again, I hope the all the employees of the Cape Coral Police Department and the 17 to 20,000 employees of the Lee County Sheriffs, I hope the Lee County Clerk of Courts, I hope the Florida Department of Corrections, I hope the Florida State Prosecuting Attorney, I hope all these people hear what I'm saying. Your lackluster detective work, your lackluster work in the courtrooms, so on and so forth. That's the reason that blood's on your hands. It's not mine. That blood, all those people that died from the drugs that Dustin Taylor laced, that's because of you. And I hope you're not able to sleep at night because of it. Lee County Sheriffs, Cape Coral Police Department members. I didn't have anything to do. With Dustin Taylor selling laced drugs. I didn't have anything to do with him selling weed. The only reason Dustin Taylor was selling weed to begin with is because you honkies, you crackers and you knitters at the Cape Coral Police Department and Lee County Sheriffs and you wetbacks and so on. It's because you people and your smugness let people like Dustin Taylor walk free while you put me in chains and sent me to the labor camp as a patsy. Okay? That was because you guys can't do your jobs. Okay? That was because in a surveillance state, the lackluster detectives of the Lee County Sheriff's Office and the Cape Coral Police Department and the Fort Myers Police Department couldn't do their jobs. So that's why Dustin Taylor was able to lace drugs that caused people's deaths, and you permanently capped my earning potential and limited the jobs I'm able to work. Was never able to join the military, was never able to be like a security guard, was never able to go to college to do anything. I can't even try to be a plumber or an HVAC guy because your smug small businesses, quote unquote, that were defrauding the COVID Relief Act and hiring illegals, okay, those motherfuckers won't give me a job that involves going into people's houses because you guys and your lackluster journalists and your lackluster detective work like to put on the local news every night while I was growing up that people that worked for contracting companies and home service companies that were tradesmen were coming back and breaking into people's houses. So because you wanted to instill that distrust in people's neighbors, now I'm not able to work certain trades because now your small businesses that are simultaneously hiring illegals but doing background checks on people born in North America that get sent into people's homes, they're not going to hire me because you wanted me to be a patsy for someone that was lacing drugs that were taking people's lives. And you and your journalist, okay, you and your journalist want the only mention of me to be that I was a patsy for someone that you let walk free that has blood on his hands from lacing drugs that took people's lives, okay? Good job. Good job. You know, thanks for your smug remarks and comments while I was getting swatted, by the way. You know, thanks for your smug remarks and comments. People with blood on their hands from their lackluster detective and police work. Thanks for standing in my driveway in my garage and making smug remarks while I was getting swatted. I hope you're not able to sleep at night. And I hope you hear the amount of resentment that I have for you in my voice, because you deserve every bit of it. Alright? Come set up sparring me instead of gawking at me in a bar. Don't think I didn't remember your face. Don't think I didn't recognize and remember your face and know that you're following me around. Instead of gawking at me while I'm at the gym, and instead of gawking at me while I'm at a bar, all right? How about you do your actual jobs? How about you do that instead of making smug remarks in my driveway while I'm being swatted, all right? How about you do your jobs, or how about you set up sparring me, since you dislike me so much that you're targeting me specifically? Since you're targeting me specifically and you think I can't recognize your faces while you're in plain clothes, all right? Instead of gawking at me while I'm at my gym, and instead of gawking at me while I'm at a bar, how about you set up sparring me? How about you set up actually sparring me on stream? One of you from the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Like you think I don't know that you can't do your jobs and that you do lackluster work, all right? How about you stop following me around? How about you stop gawking at me while I'm at a bar? How about you stop gawking at me while I'm at the gym? All right, and how about you do your jobs? Because you got literal blood on your hands from letting the wrong people walk, all right? The people you let walk have unalived people, all right? They've murdered people. They've laced drugs and murdered people. The people that you made me a patsy for, people that you made me a patsy for, have murdered people. Because you can't do your jobs, okay? So how about you stop following me around for no reason? How about you stop literally following me around in plain clothes, like literally following me in a building? Are you gonna peek out of a bush at me next? Like, you gonna tie some twigs to your head? You gonna tie some twigs from a fucking bush to your head and peek out at me from a bush next? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? What does staring at me in person accomplish as if I do something nefarious in the handful of places that I travel to? What do I possibly do at a bar that's dead in broad daylight, at a dive bar that's dead as a doornail, like foot traffic wise? So I'm at a bar that's dead as a doornail foot traffic wise, and you want to stand like 3 feet away from me and stare at me menacingly, like I don't know. Like, every time you guys pull your phones out, it's a picture of you in a police uniform. Like, every single time you pull your phones out, it's a fucking Lee County Sheriff's badge as your screensaver, or a picture of you in a police uniform, because you're that egotistical, all right? You're so egotistical. One time you dropped your phone, I pick it up, it's a picture of you in a police uniform while you're and you rat me out to the gym for being in slides. You rat me out to the gym for being in slides. I'm talking about the lady that runs the counter walks up to me the next time I'm there. The lady that runs the counter walks up to me the next time I'm there and complains. You probably showed her a picture of my face. You probably showed the lady at the front counter a picture of my face. You're that vindictive. You're that vindictive that you show a lady because I'm shadow boxing in the corner of a gym in slides. And you drop your phone on top of it. I pick your phone up, it's a picture of you in uniform. And I'm talking about this is the same guy that wrote a book report about me saying that I can't take care of myself. You can't maintain possession of your phone that has a picture of you in a police uniform as the screensaver. That's what you can't do, okay? You can't maintain possession of your phone that probably has like state secrets in it. All right, that's what you can't do. Lee County Sheriff's officer that wrote a book report claiming I can't take care of myself and handed it to the FBI. You can't maintain possession of your phone. Person who claims I can't take care of myself. And the military hired you, by the way. You felt the need to tell me that while I was in the back of your squad car. The military hired you, but I threw people who went to work for the military, the Navy, and the Air Force from one side of a wrestling room to the other. Okay, maybe the military should have hired me instead of you, guy who can't maintain possession of his phone, where the screensaver of it is a picture of him in a Lee County Sheriff's uniform. I mean, I've seen like 3 or 4 of your screensavers. All of them are either a picture of you in uniform or a fucking Lee County Sheriff's badge. And you think I can't notice you following me? You think I can't notice you follow? One of you looked at me like you wanted to rip my head off, and then you walked through my house afterwards. So, like, after you probably swatted me so you could walk into my house. You probably swatted me specifically to walk into my house. It's probably the Lee County Sheriffs that swatted me. Let me tell you how ridiculous that is, okay? Let me tell you how ridiculous that is, Lee County Sheriffs. You like to run around the internet telling people that I'm a white supremacist and that I'm a World War II German. You like to run around labeling me as a political extremist on the internet, police officers. But I don't have any indication of that as my screensaver. You have an indication that you work for the prison industrial complex as your screensaver while you're following people around in plain clothes, and you wonder how the cartel, pray tell, catches on to the fact that you guys are police officers when you start following them around in plain clothes. I was able to figure out that you were following me around in plain clothes because one of you dropped your phone, and every time you stood in my general vicinity, you looked at your phone, and your screensaver is an indication that you're a police officer of some sort. So, like, pray tell, I wonder how these people keep figuring out that you work for the government and the Florida Department of Corrections. Pray tell, I wonder how. I wonder how these people catch on to such things when it's literally your screensaver. There's no indication of what I believe or think is my screensaver. I don't know how many of you people I've ran into the last like 5 years where an indication that you have strong beliefs and opinions, or you are a part of some agency or force of nature in the world, is your literal screensaver. Okay, the lady that runs the Bones Coffee Warehouse has an indication that she's a part of the LGBTQ mafia as her watch screensaver and her phone screensaver. Like, you can't make this up, dude. You can't make this up, dude. You can't. There's no indication of what I believe or think is my screensaver. This isn't even an actual indication of what I believe or think. This is covering up something that I got tired of you guys telling me that I think and believe, because I don't think and believe it. Like, there's no indication of what's going on up here as my screensaver. There's none. And you guys have what you work for as your screensaver.